Spoilers up ahead. You've been warned. Don't get mad. There's spoilers.
ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe for more things.
Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Avengers Infinity War Wave 2 Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure Waves Thor. If you're trying to pre-order this set, you can do so right now.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
I gotta give a big thanks to Doug and X-Man87 for making it possible for me to get this set a little bit on the early side. Thanks so much, you guys. Links to their Instagrams in the description below. Nice looking Thor over here, and then we get a nice looking Thor right over there. And then there's a good looking product shot. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. And then there's the other figures from the wave. And then we get that same image of Thor again, and then we get the Avengers A spot varnished with this yellow to white fade, looking really cool. I like that a lot. Not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Thor and Stormbreaker out of the packaging, and I'm already pleased with this figure. This thing just looks cool. Based on the aesthetics alone, it's very, very pleasing to see Thor back in his actual armor, or his Asgardian armor anyway, so yeah, that makes me very happy to see. And plus, I mean, you know, spoilers, man, come on, if you haven't seen the movie yet, really, dude, really. Anyway, let's get a closer look at that Stormbreaker, and then we'll get a closer look at Thor. Here's looking at Stormbreaker, and it looks awesome. I'm very happy to have a Stormbreaker. As you may not have heard me complain in my previous Thor figure review, yeah, I wish that TRU 3-pack Thor had a Stormbreaker, but this one definitely comes with one, and I'm very pleased with it. I mean, looking at just the axe right over here, I mean, I love that gunmetal gray, man. It looks great. It's beautifully done, and very well sculpted, too, with these lines. Great paint apps, great sculpt on this. I really like it a lot. Ooh, can you see some marbling in there? That's kind of interesting that you can see some marbling, even though it looks like it's painted. It does look like it has silver paint over this. It looks really good. I like that. And then I really like the texturing for the handle over here, too. This looks awesome. Nice little spoilers, but a Groot arm right there. And then just to match it with the Teenage Groot, you can see that's more or less the same color. So if you wanted to, you know, try to swap this out, I did take a picture of this. Check it out, end of the video. But as you may have noticed earlier, Stormbreaker does not come alone. He does have a little bit of an electric effect over here, which is awesome. I really do like this lightning bolt. Nice translucent blue plastic. It's a bit pliable. Very well sculpted here. I really dig this a lot. And it just wraps around Stormbreaker very easily, so you can just see how it goes around the handle like that. And then you can try to, you know, weave, you know, these parts around the axe right here, and that looks really cool. It's very easy to do, very easy to work with. I really like this a lot, you know. You can have all kinds of different posing options with this if you'd like. Oh, and how dare I forget, yeah, we gotta do a Mjolnir comparison with Stormbreaker. So this is the Mjolnir that came with the Age of Ultron Thor. And yeah, man, I mean, Stormbreaker is huge compared to Mjolnir, right? And so this is the Stormbreaker that comes with the basic figure, and you can see, yeah, the colors are a bit different over here, and you know, the basic figures Stormbreaker is a bit smaller too. At first I thought this was too big, but no, I just saw the movie again last night, third time seeing it, and yeah, and this size is accurate. It's a fairly large weapon. So here's looking at the new Thor head sculpt, and I think it looks great, and I really like the paint apps on here as well. One fine detail right there is that eye does look different from this eye. Very, very well done on Hasbro's part. One thing I did notice though is that this is actually supposed to be a brown eye instead of, I think that looks kind of like a super light blue color. It's really hard to see, but as long as there's a difference between the eyes, you know, as long as they're not the same exact color, you know, that makes me happy. But I do like that you can see the scar right over here. That looks great, and I love that detailed speckling on that flesh tone. It just blows me away every time. So if I darken things up, you can see it just a little bit better, you know, like see on his cheekbone there, on his forehead, you could really see that. And I like how the beard came out too. That looks awesome. I really like the hair on this. You can see how he has some of the scarring on the side of his head and everything from Thor Ragnarok. Great looking wash right there with the blonde hair. I really dig that. Same thing right here. You can see the scarring from Thor Ragnarok. Looks fantastic. I'm very pleased with this head sculpt. Speaking of Thor Ragnarok, there's the helmetless Thor. right there. A little bit of comparison. And then here's the 3-pack Thor, where he has his eye patch. And if you want to swap these heads, you totally can do that. I believe he does not have the eye patch on at all when he's, fully in his Asgardian armor. But, just to see how that looks, you could throw that on there. And the flesh tone seems to be fairly consistent, so that's not too bad. And I'm going to get more into this other Thor over here. I did get that arm back on there, so I'm going to discuss that a little bit more later on. But looking at the rest of this figure, it is pretty much the same exact thing as the 3-pack Thor figure, except we get different arms. The torso and everything and the legs are the same. You can see the armor does look pretty good. I wish we had a little bit more of a color variance right here. This is all gunmetal, and it looks like it's just one big solid piece of gunmetal. I do like how on this one, we did get that lightning effect, even though it happened when he was wearing this, so it's a little off. But you can see the sculpt right there is the same exact thing. And then one thing I really like about this is the mesh on the arms. I mean, first off, when was the last time we saw Thor with the meshy arms, right? I think that goes all the way back to Thor 1 or Avengers. I think maybe the Avengers movie, right? It's been a very long time since we've seen him with the mesh, and I really, really like this silver paint. This is awesome. I mean, Hasbro's really been stepping it up with their silvers, Looks like there's almost a little bit of a brown mixed in there too, but it's just really bright. And then looking right here at the hands, and you can see that you can have him hold Stormbreaker in either arm. I have not had this break on me or anything, but those shoulder joints are stiff. I'll get into the articulation very soon. See we have an open hand over there as well. Then you can see the legs, the same legs and everything that we'd seen from the previous Thor figure. It looks like they did add a little bit more gold to the shins compared to the previous version. You could see the gold on this other one, but there's just more paint on this newer Thor figure, so I do like that. I think it looks very cool right there on this side as well. And he still has the pegals at the bottom of his feet, and then here's looking at the back and looking at the cape too, which looks really good. I do like it. Kind of interesting seeing this whole black piece right there. I feel like that's all new, so it's a little bit different, but not bad. And then you can see the back of him, Thor butt right there, and the Thor legs. Now to go over the Thor articulation, you can move his head up very far, which is great, and you can get his head moving all the way downward. You get side-to-side motion and a little bit of head wobblage. Shoulders can move outward just that far. This side right here is stiff, but I could still get the arms moving outward. Nothing broke on me on this one. Thank you. Thank you. You can move the arms whole 360 right there, and you also get the bicep swivel, sorry, and then you get double jointed elbows, and then you get wrist rotation, and they both hinge up and down. I would have liked for one of them to have the side to side motion, especially with him holding Stormbreaker and everything. Anyway, we get a great diaphragm joint once again where it turns side to side. You get the pivot, you get the crunch forward and crunch back, you get the hip joints that move outward, and the kick forward and the kick back a little bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, ankles move down, they do move up, and he does have a great ankle pivot. Now to measure out this Thor figure, you can see that he is standing just a little over 7 inches tall. Then for your Avengers Infinity War Thor comparison, you can see that we have the 3-pack Thor right there next to our single carded Wave 2 Avengers Infinity War Thor. Now, I did read a comment from the other day when I did review this guy about my broken arm right here, and they said, oh, it's very easy. All you gotta do is just put a screw into the bicep and then drill that screw into this shoulder right here. And I did do that, but it really wasn't that easy. I don't know, I think it took me like half hour, 45 minutes, something like that, dremeling through here and trying to find the right screw. And I did get this to work, so I can move the arm around, I can turn the arm, but I cannot move it outward or down at all. So I have lost this hinge joint right over here, just basically because the screw is too long. So that's the trickiest part about using that type of fix, is finding the right sized screws. And then for your Marvel Legends MCU Thor comparison, you can see the first Avengers movie Thor, we get the second Avengers movie Thor right there, and then we get the Thor Ragnarok. And you can see that, yeah, the height difference does fluctuate right over here. It really looks like the Ragnarok one is the tallest, and yeah, it looks like, Thor got taller and then went down in height again. So yeah, pretty nifty to see this chainmail back again though, right? It makes me very happy to see that return. Oop, turns out I have more MCU Thor figures from my Marvel Legends. You can see the first Thor movie figure right over there. I did repaint that helmet, and then we have the 2-pack Valkyrie Ragnarok Thor over there. And seeing this helmeted Thor, it's making me want to do this head swap. I just want to see how this looks. I mean, is it possible for us to get this Ragnarok helmet back on Thor? Huh? Is it gonna happen? I don't think so, but it would be really cool, right? I mean, could you imagine? I don't know. Please? No? So they're gonna do it? Then here's our Avengers Infinity War Thor figure next to the basic Avengers Infinity War Thor figure. Yeah, huge height difference over there.
Thor party, yeah!
I see you've copied my beard. I see you've copied my beard. I see you've copied my beard. And then here's Thor next to a couple other Avengers Infinity War figures. We have Captain America and Iron Man, and I know all three of these guys don't show up on screen together at the same time, but still, I thought it was a fun comparison. And just because I wanted to compare this Thor figure next to the Build-A-Figure Thanos figure, and I do like the height difference between the two. And then here's the new MCU Thor figure next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So you got a new weapon over there, okay? Yeah, you got a new eye, good for you. New armor looks good. But there's still one thing you didn't do, man. You didn't go for the head. You should have gone for the head, you idiot. You killed my brother. You killed my brother. I'd like to thank you guys once again for watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of the figure, let me know what you think of the review, and please hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and do make sure you hit that notification bell and check the little box and all that stuff. Anyway, this figure is one of the pieces from this wave that I've really been looking forward to the most, and not until I saw the movie, actually. So yeah, I'm really stoked that I'm happy with it. Not gonna try to sugarcoat it or anything. I'm really stoked about this Thor figure. So, I am giving it a Sud rating of...
I love it!
And I really have no complaints over here. I'm very, very happy with this Thor figure. It's really what I wanted in an Avengers Infinity War Thor figure. So yeah, I totally, oh man, I'm very pleased with this. I had a great time taking photos, so please check out the photo gallery at the end of the video. If you want to see a full image gallery, you can see that at ShartimusPrime.net, as well as the Legendary Collector t-shirts. And if you want to follow me on the social media, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
I'm gonna play with my toys today. Well, I don't care what my people say. I'm gonna play with my toys today. Can't have one, I gotta get them all. Time to make a trip to the local mall. Oh yeah!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face is set my shot.